Hi guys,
Hello, people.
I'm Milena,
Lola.
and we're watching Sopranos, episode 3
3.
of season 6. We just finished season 2, episode 2.
Episode 2.
See?
I should stop this because it's about to make me cry again. What a phenomenal episode, if someone asks me. I mean, we're still gonna be in it. It's called Mayhem. We're still gonna be in the, let's call it purgatory. I don't know what else, or limbo. We're still gonna be there. And then maybe by the end he wakes up or something.
And at the same time, we're gonna see the outside world and how that affects people, all people around him. It was interesting also to see Janice.
Yeah.
In the previous episode.
Not to say that she doesn't feel it, but like I always feel like she puts on a show.
Mm-hmm.
I always feel like she puts on a show.
I don't know, she's a fascinating character to me.
I don't know what to tell you. It's just like it seems like because like it's so over the top, you know, like she wants the attention from people. Again, I'm not saying that she doesn't feel sad about Tony. I just also think she wants that attention.
It's not that I think that she's sad. I think her emotions are different and complicated. You know? Again, I don't think she loves in the same way that I love. That you love, that Lola loves, that anybody loves, you know?
Yeah.
Again, she learned it from Livia.
Yeah.
From she tried to escape from, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, when I see her, I see a lot of resemblance with Livia.
Yeah.
It's like that makes me have certain feelings, you know?
I understand.
Even though I understand what you mean. Yes, it is over the top, you know? But somehow I connect it to Livia and the life that she has led. And that is, again, all very complicated for me.
It's not black and white. Even though like it's maybe dark shades of gray, but like still, you know, where it's complicated because of who I mean, it's complicated for Olivia as well. Someone also raised her. It's a tale as old as time. The cycle just continues. Yeah. I'm so excited to see what happens in this episode. Like honestly. Literally, we just talked about this previous one.
The only thing that like I had to say was this about Janet because we forgot to say it.
Yeah, well,
everything
there are
else
other
like
more pressing issues.
Yes.
Oh, also Vito's saying maybe he was homosexual and so like he couldn't talk to anyone about it, and that's why I think that does explain your frustration and anger and hatred. Somehow now starting with the song doesn't feel appropriate because like I'm still like in the mind space of like when it's called I Like to Die, and this is too like not happy but just happy, like you know
this is Tony for me. This song represents Tony's life for me.
My ma? Who the fuck would take care of her if something happens? Except Sil and you guys.
Well,
who's in there? Open it.
he said don't shoot, it's me.
Get the fuck out of the way! Supposed to be empty here daytimes. Jesus.
Well, this started immediately.
He's gonna
the
get
money.
The rest of the money.
We need the money.
It's fucking shit for lousy 2 G's.
Well.
You were at South Mountain Arena yesterday, trying to buy a gun from that asshole in the snack shop. Who told you that? You know how you feel, but you can't do this.
If my pops was laying in there shot up, I'd be thinking the same thing.
But you can't go there. Yeah, why the fuck not?
Listen to me, I'm your uncle. A Junior's in federal lockup. No one's getting to him there.
Well, it's difficult, but not impossible. Trust me, your dad does not want you to get involved.
You gotta channel that rage elsewhere.
If I heard the kid was gonna go shoot someone, I'll be like, oh, you little, What?
Hothead.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's their world.
Of course.
That's why this is normal for AJ.
Hey, did you bring me my sweater?
Your sweater? And Jesus, fuck!
What is your problem?
My problem is I'm old enough to sit with Dad all night, be a messenger boy, bring shit from the house, but I'm too young to deal with the larger issues.
What are you talking about?
Court against.
And he's living somebody else's life. This is not his life.
I received these this morning. Do I really look that much like this guy?
To a certain extent, all Caucasians look alike.
I agree with him.
Not. Yesterday.
Yes, tell us.
He sounds different.
Without a fairy tale.
Yesterday, I was diagnosed with Alzheimer's.
I keep waiting for him to look at the ID of Finnery again and for it to be his picture.
Finnery. Now, I have his wallet. I have his briefcase. But I'm not him.
That's like him being in this mob world.
Excuse the brothers for laughing.
Because like he fooled these people.
Be that as it may, we need heat. We need to find someone who will take responsibility.
Well, I can't do that.
Then the lawsuit proceeds.
Carmela? Oh, Dr. Melfi, hi, how are you? How are you is more the point. If you or anyone needs anything to talk or to run interference with the doctors, don't hesitate to call.
I appreciate that. Thank you. I have plenty of people around I can talk to.
Of course. Good luck.
A couple of guys with 3 on the floor and some Colombian linemen. 2 guys we know, huh? Total bloodbath. Somebody said a million plus.
They don't know it's them.
Bill, Daddy said you have to go.
Yeah, all right.
Listen, don't forget. Oh, honey, your ass is kicking up. I'm so proud of you.
Acting boss. I hope that day would never come.
You've always sold yourself short.
You know, that's not what I mean. All I ever wanted was to carve out a little piece and enjoy some grandkids.
But how many guys could step into Tony's shoes and do the job you're doing?
You think?
Sil?
Who just thought it was
Ask
so?
yourself what happens if, God forbid, Tony Soprano doesn't recover?
She's so excited.
Back when Jackie was at the end, we floated the idea of me stepping up to the big seat. Not Tony, me.
Really?
Yeah. I thought,
Interesting.
it's not for me.
Still, you wouldn't sneeze at it.
I never saw myself as that kind of guy. I'm more behind the scenes. Vice.
And here you are, Sil. The times make the man, honey, not the other way around.
Asians flip.
So when Tony wakes up, Sylvia's still gonna have the hunger for it.
What do we do here, Sil? Here's the thing. What's it? For the time being, it's Bobby's. He's still gonna kick up to you. 20% loans for the time being. Yes, Sil. You know what I found out yesterday? What's that? I was diagnosed, actually, with Alzheimer's.
What is his voice? Why is it weird? It's not weird. Does that sound weird too?
Well, my uncle has memory loss. Maybe it's hereditary.
Someone's probably studying that.
Is it possible that I am Kevin Finnerty?
So far away.
So far away.
What? You heard about this Orange Street takedown?
The Colombians.
That you? My guy had the tip. Should be a nice chunk for everybody.
Everybody?
Carmela, she gets teeth cut under the circumstances, correct? It's your call.
I know it's my fucking call. Yes, that is the correct thing.
Ladies'
Interesting.
room next door.
She's one brave lady.
I was just saying, I'm gonna get teeth piece of my after Sil here for her. What do you think?
Back up there, Bluto. Your head? I did all the heavy lifting.
You would never heard about it without my information.
Big help. It was fucking mayhem. You said the place was empty.
Sil, you wanna weigh in here?
It's not easy being boss.
It breaks half and half. You both kicked Tony for me to deal with.
The whole 80K. Oh, 80K. How's that 20% of $1 million?
Have a cookie. You're delirious. It was $750 tops.
Fuck it all, Paulie. Tommy cased that shit all.
What's with the fucking accounting out there?
Below 20 residuals at the track. As writers, we are all hung up. But the habit, the disease. Fresh casualties in the battle of the blank page. Take me. My past is an addict.
Why'd you do this in front of everyone? Wouldn't they call the police?
Fisheye. I'm offering you a way to wipe your fucking obligation.
My idea is Saw meets Godfather 2. Young wise guy, assassin, gets betrayed by his people. They whack him. Leave his body parts in dumpsters all around the city. Long story short, he is put back together by science, or maybe it's supernatural. And he gets fucking payback on everyone who fucked him over, including the cunt he was engaged to. She was getting porked by his boss the night the hero was killed. I have a meeting tomorrow. We'll hear what you fleshed out before we go to script. Bing, 2:30. Don't make me come look for you.
An entire room full of writers, and you did nothing.
No one just call the police also, like nothing really.
Sir, it's family only in the unit.
I wanted to let you know there's a major package coming your way from Paulie and Vito. Very significant.
Well, come in, say hello.
Sure.
What is he gonna feel when Tony wakes up then?
More about taking care of Carmela than the actual fucking earnings. Please, with Johnny awaiting trial and the feds freezing his assets, what do you think's keeping Ginny and Bud a brickle? I mean, lucky for me, those last years I was in the can, my kid brother Billy took care of Patty and the grandkids. I don't forget.
Things are about to fall apart. Who are you gonna take revenge on?
I forget what we're talking about. Me too. Fuck was it? I'm in support of the next guy, but there's a point. And what if Tony takes a turn for the worse? I'm gonna hand out $100,000. He dies the next day. Money down the drain. It's tempting, but you can't think that way.
Spend some, you'll get over it.
I'll never get over it. Second thing.
Oh, come on, not Syl again.
Carmela. He's a fucking vegetable. But I still gotta pay tribute to the princess of Little Italy.
Divorce his wife. What are you gonna do?
Family, friends. Is the asthma stress? Like it's anxiety? Finnerty family reunion.
I want to welcome all of you to the first meeting of possible investors on this project. Some of you know I've had 9 pictures under my subspecies.
Oh,
4 in the
okay.
South Beach Strumpet series alone.
What is it technically doing
We've been
something that he
working
likes?
on a new kind of slasher film. It takes place in the world of, the mafia.
It's about a wise guy with a big mouth and bigger dreams.
They call him the Butcher. And
No, they don't.
Why the fuck not?
Need I remind you of a certain butcher out of AC?
Not Butcher.
Oh.
outshining his boss, so the guy hasn't clipped, but he's still alive when they cut him up.
He's gonna feel that the next day.
His body reassembles itself, all except for a hand that got crushed. So he ties a cleaver onto the stump, and he goes out to get revenge on everyone, especially the boss, which is a pretty solid role.
I'm confused. You said he's dead.
How is he now
How
alive?
up with anybody? He's a ghost.
They disposed him at stops that happened to be along the same route. Then he would all end up in the same dump.
But he's a ghost.
Sure.
Soprano Jr. himself told our Amy Dean, growing up soprano, it's just plain weird.
It just looks weird.
I mean, it's true.
What's your deal today?
Vanilla?
Swear to God, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
What the fuck?
You made a fool of yourself and our family on national fucking television?
You can't even say that shit.
You're a cross to bear. That's all you are to your father, to me, to everybody.
Fuck this. I fuck it all.
You're across the bear.
Mel, what the hell's wrong with you?
What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me?
Vito called me Skip the other day.
Really?
Slip of the tongue, no doubt. I noticed he didn't correct himself.
See? If it did become permanent, your compensation might be...
Don't go there.
Roseville, this temporary shit, I need an answer already. I'm going out of my fucking mind here. I'm liable to do something drastic.
Calm the fuck down. Let me think. I don't want you to worry about it.
God, what is
I
happening?
sounded odd at the supermarket the other day. It's about my son. Well, both kids, really. The situation. I immediately removed all the firearms from the house after the goings-on at Tony's uncle's. Anyway, last night, I was shrieking at my son. And I said something very cruel. You know, I'm frazzled, certainly, but I am more worried about them. They're not kids anymore. When they were young, there were certain things we could tell them about Tony's life. So the issue isn't just guns in the home. Honestly, I think about my son in front of those cameras, having to vouch for all of this. My daughter and her friends, they have to face all these years of facading. They do or you do. The minute I met Tony, I knew who that guy was. On my second date, he brought me and my mother each a dozen roses and my father a $200 power drill. And I don't know if I loved him in spite of it. Or because of it. And my parents weren't like that. And I knew, whether consciously or not, I knew that behind that power drill there was probably some guy with a broken arm. And you coped with that how? I would go to my priest and I would cry and say how bad I felt about how my husband made his money, but that was bullshit. Because there are far bigger crooks than my husband.
And we lost it again.
Yeah, but the kids, they don't decide who they're born to. It's all out in the open now, the whole thing. Them, they're not in grade school anymore. They become complicit. God. Tony's second night in the coma, I told him I loved him. When was the last time I said that?
Panic attacks.
Yeah.
I guess that's what the job brings. Panic attacks.
What's going on? Would you move your car, please, sir?
He literally parked in front of the ambulance. What a guy.
I didn't hear from you.
I mean, they all deserve this. They all deserve this.
Tony goes. Let's face it. Somebody's gonna have to step into the breach.
Oh, you, Vito.
I'm a young man. And now, without the weight, I'm a healthy man.
Well, this is all how it's gonna fall apart. Because Tony's gonna live. But everyone had this idea of them becoming our boss. So they want him out.
No, it's also us at the same time seeing how they all just think about it.
We knew this.
Yeah. But I love to see it, honestly.
It's okay, Vito. I'm not expecting anything. Money's not an issue.
Suspicions get raised if we were to move it to you at this moment.
The main thing, when people come to sit with Dad, the doctors want positive talk. It helps in his recovery.
Got it.
Oh, spot on. He looks terrible.
You can't see stuff like that. You have to stay positive.
Yeah, it's just nothing prepares you for that.
Remember, stay positive.
Can't wait to hear what he's gonna say.
I gotta wear a jack, the doc says. Keep the testes elevated. I mean, the good thing is, I heard it doing a major piece of business. When
Of course, he gonna talk about himself.
And the next thing, I was at the urologist.
There's nothing to talk about.
I mean, literally.
Fucking guy tells me I can't expect the same things from my body no more.
Of course he's gonna get stressed out from hearing this.
Literally, his pressure is rising.
Panic attack in his sleep.
He was there for fed, but I was flattered just the same. Now, look at this. Fucking wrinkles like an old lady's cunt.
Phineas Fogg. Back in town. He forgets all the little people.
Hey, Vito. How's Mr. Soprano doing?
Let's hope he pulls through, huh?
Dad, don't worry about him. He's harmless.
What metal?
That fucking ocular T. I mean, do I blame myself for this life? The shit that happens? Like we're puss. Stand up one day, FBI rat fuck the next. I felt it here, T. I felt it right here.
Will you please shut up in there? I'm sorry.
This is so good.
This is so good, literally.
Out towards the beacon.
Beacon.
What is that beacon anyway?
Family reunion. That's where he's supposed to be headed.
God damn it!
Shut up! Get up in there!
I set them up. What the fuck?
I'm sorry, this is so funny. If someone started crashing while I was speaking to them, I would not speak to them anymore.
Guys, don't leave!
Oh my God, is he dying? Where's my mom?
Super.
Don't leave.
Still be tech at 210.
150 milligrams of amiodarone.
210.
All clear?
But he's going towards the beacon. To the family.
Reunion. Big full house. Oh, that's probably Tony.
Excuse me. Is this the Affinity reunion?
Hello there. They're waiting for you.
Me? What family?
They're here to welcome you.
I don't understand.
You're going home.
I am?
Oh, Livia.
Livia, I thought so, yeah.
Everyone's in there.
Everyone?
You can't bring business in there.
Huh.
I lost my real briefcase, so my whole life was in it.
Huh.
What is that?
Briefcases aren't allowed. Looks like it weighs a ton.
I don't want to.
Well, you need to. You need to let go.
I'm all chills. It's death.
For some reason,
Huh.
I'm scared.
There's nothing to be scared of. You can let it go. Just come say hello.
Please don't leave us, Daddy. We love you.
God. Is she waking up?
Dad?
His eyes are open.
Daddy, look at me right here. All right, normal sinus rhythm. Pulse and pressure?
Oh my God, thank God.
Hang in there and send off a set of electrolytes. Now. Dad, look. Here you are.
So I'm holding his hand, and all of a sudden the machines go bullshit.
Told us, for Christ's sake.
Those fucking doctors, it's their fault. Always hiding out.
Skip's gonna make it. He's got you.
No, he's like, I did this.
Oh, thank God. We gotta get that cut to her now.
Easy. That's a fucking guilty move.
He can't talk yet because of the tube that was in his throat. Maybe we should
God.
consider ourselves lucky there. But we are very happy, aren't we?
Anthony, you had us so worried.
Like saying, we're very happy, aren't we, on AJ's face?
No, you're in the hospital.
Now you can give him.
How's he doing, sweetheart?
Your strength. That was the difference.
A little something from us. Help defray medical costs, rehabilitation.
Jesus,
This is what we do, honey. I want the same for my Marine. Or my mom.
God. But I love it. I adore this.
Ready to stab each other in the back at any point in time. Ready to betray, ready to give up of family.
Yes. But like, if you just talked about it for 5 seconds, we would realize that they were like, oh, we can't give you now, it'd be suspicious.
Best.
Sometimes I go about in pity for myself. And all the while, the great wind carries me across the sky. I'm gonna take another run at the movie business. I'm hoping you'll become an investor when you feel a little better and I can explain what we're doing. It's pretty exciting. We'll own the neg. I'm holding a large ownership position open for you. I hope you approve. I think you owe me this. I came to you about Adriana.
Why is he gonna act like
I know how it looks.
after all of this? Like, he might be supportive now. You know what I mean?
I don't know how you do it.
Over the rainbow.
That's how I feel good. Yeah? Simple things.
What is over the rainbow?
God.
It's the end.
Another phenomenal episode. This season really started very interestingly, in my opinion. Again, just because it adds completely new layer to the story.
But God, you can feel it ending.
I mean,
you can feel the show ending.
Interesting.
Does it not feel it?
I mean, this the story that they started is a story that would start because like the subjects that are gonna be talked about are the subjects that should be talked about in the last season, because he's gonna start dealing with some things. Maybe he's gonna be different. He's gonna,
but like
maybe not.
Like,
I have no idea.
It feels like that for everyone in terms of like we have Carmela saying like I knew who Tony was, and like I don't know if I chose him in spite of it or because of it. You know, we have like those types of
I think even like her saying,
inner works or whatever.
I completely agree. That scene was phenomenal. Like, we're gonna start with that scene, but like, it was fucking phenomenal. And even when she said it, like, I think she was finally admitting some things, you know, accepting some things. Because like, if you say it, I don't know, you know.
Yeah.
You know, because I could for sure say that like I wouldn't have chosen it because of it, you know.
Yeah,
let's say.
you can only choose it in spite of it.
Yes.
But like, there is only so much that's spite.
Yeah.
Like, in spite of something, I think he has pushed all those lines. So like, clearly she is there because so like she values the power and the money that comes along with this line of work. Like, it makes her feel like she's attracted to that type of a man, you know. And so like, again, that's just another confirmation of her and her guilt and what she knew and how now she feels guilt that actually now when kids are getting older and are not running away from them, now they also become complicit. Even though they didn't choose this life.
No, honestly, and she said that basically, like that, like they couldn't decide where they're gonna be born and like in which family they're gonna be born into, you know. That scene was phenomenal. I'm happy that like we had that conversation with that part that felt final, because you always expect things like that, confirmations, somebody admitting something, you know, accepting some things to come at the end, you know, her character. And I love that like she came to this point where she is admitting and accepting who she is, but also regretting some things because of her kids. Because like she said, they didn't choose this, and yet they are now complicit because like they're excusing, let's say, Meadow. We saw it many times throughout the years, you know, that like she has opinions, but like when it comes to defending her father in front of somebody else, she's gonna be in the first line.
She's gonna like step over all of the things that she puts as her like moral boundaries. It doesn't exist at a certain point.
And we see AJ in this episode searching for a gun.
Yes.
Because he wants to go and kill Junior to revenge his father, which is also what Tony's life has brought to him, you know.
Yeah, what he thinks he should do.
Yeah.
And all of his like confusion about who also he is and what he's supposed to do and the expectations that come with it. He is not made for this life, much like Tony was not made for this life. And like you see that in this type of in this whole sequence. Honestly, literally, I don't know, life? But like
maybe some are better than the others, but like
I don't think many people are made for this type of life.
I mean, I think we had that story a bit with Sylvia as well, you know.
Yeah.
Where he got to be a boss,
basically. Yeah. And like the idea enticed him, but like when it came to it with him making decisions, like he was having panic attacks because of this as well. You know, like it's a lot of responsibility. Yeah,
and I think it's also like because like again, I don't know how he would feel, because everything that he said before that to his wife kind of made sense to me, and like that's how I did see his character so far, because we never see him like we saw with Polly, like be greedy about this or like want more or want to trick Tony, or he was giving him advice. He was the guy behind the scenes always, you know, and somehow it seems like he was comfortable in it, you know, and he was very good in it. And like when he said it, like it did sound completely honest that is somehow how he feels. But again, then he saw, let's say, the exciting look in his wife and how powerful he's seen him in that moment, and that made him maybe search for that power, you know, want that power, because like his wife in that moment looked at him that way, you know, and from the second that like the episode started, we saw him more and more grab the
I don't know what it's called.
Yeah, I mean,
asthma.
I don't know.
Let it
for
be
breathing,
asthma thing.
for breathing, And again, panic attacks affects every person in different way, you know. Like for Tony, that's like a loss of sight, losing consciousness, and here for him, for Sylvia, it was completely losing breath, that see that like, because like let's say I would for him say that like he would be first in line for this line of business, and yet we see that like with the responsibility,
it weighs heavy, but like also again, I mean, he still is
I completely agree, just
the first one in line. It seems like, because everyone else is ridiculous.
No, definitely.
Like there is no like Vito, please.
No,
ridiculous.
I completely agree with you, but like we did see how but it did affect him.
Of course. Again,
I mean, at least being a boss, not maybe killing a person, because like he was
fine with that.
Yes, but like I don't think he was fine with that the first person he killed. I just think it comes with, you know what I mean?
I guess.
Like Tony, the way he reacts now to things, it's 100% completely different than the way he reacted when he was AJ's age. You know, like I think it comes with time. You stop, like you had to kill 15 of your people, 16 you don't blink anymore, you don't care anymore. You know? And I do believe that's how it comes with everybody. I'm not saying like everybody reacts the same, but like it would weigh everybody down in some ways. You know what I mean?
Well, wasn't he the one who needed to exit when they were killing Pussy?
Yes.
Like he was like, oh, it's whatever. Like he again affects him in some type of way. He is where he is, and he is who he is. I don't think many people are made for this job, but like Tony really isn't made for this job, and that was like so abundantly clear in all of the scenes that were happening in Limbo, or whatever the fuck to call it. Like him carrying this heavy suitcase, him having this name that like he doesn't feel like it belongs to him, him feeling like he is living wrong life that was given to him. It's like he was talking about Alzheimer's being passed on to him, but like it's the mob life also just being passed down to him from his father, his uncle, his mother, or whatever. I think even the conversation with the monks was very interesting. I forget what exactly the monks said, but something along the lines of, they were talking about like the guy, whatever.
Finley.
But like the monk said something along the lines of like, well, someone has to take responsibility, and Tony was like, well, it can't be me, or whatever. And I thought that was also like very telling of his character, how he goes through life not taking any responsibility for the choices that he has made. You know, yes, some things have been like placed upon him, but he doesn't take responsibilities for the choices that he has done. You know, like maybe this thing was in large parts unavoidable for him, but he has made these decisions, and there's consequences that have to come with those decisions, such as like if you believe in such a picture of heaven and hell, you would be the type of man who goes to hell because of the type of decisions that you have made. Like you saying, well, I only do the same things that like the banks do, like it's no different, I'm no different, or whatever. That doesn't really work. I think Carmela also justifies that in similar ways in her conversation with Melfi, where she's like talking about there's worse people than my husband. Like, what does that? Sure, there is. Like, but what does that have to do with anything? You know, like your husband has done.
There's always a worse person.
There's always gonna be a fucking worse person. Exactly, like you can take the worst person you can possibly think of, and like I'm sure that someone's gonna come up with even a worse person. But at the same
time, you should strive to be a better person, not like
not like well, there's people
yourself.
that do work that do worse things. Like when she said that, I'm like, she still doesn't get it fully. You know, like she still doesn't understand the like damage that they do, the damage that they inflict. They don't, either of them, they don't take responsibility for the things that they have done, because like if they fully did, I don't think they can live with the consequences they deserve. You know, like Tony should be in jail, Carmela should have everything taken away from her. They don't want that, you know, they're not gonna accept that.
No, I honestly loved everything, and again, another dream sequence, and you can take so much from it. I love it exactly, like, because like there's so many metaphors, even like him holding strongly to the briefcase, yelling, "That's my whole life in it," you know, like at the same time, like it's basically his life, because like if he gives it away and goes down, then he's going to hell or heaven, you know, like he's dying basically.
Yeah, it's death awaiting
exactly
him.
And also this like you said in the beginning of the episode, constantly you mentioned like how he seems different, he talks different, you know. But like it somehow feels like and he was being this, let's say, friendly or whatever, you know. And in some ways, to me at least, it felt like it's who in some ways Tony who could have been, like traces of Tony who he is right now have been there, metaphors have been also put in there, you know. But it's also maybe who Tony could have been at the same time, just this guy who
I think he was like he could have been the guy that like he could have been Tony Soprano, but he got the role of Finley, you know. Like I think that is the role that he didn't belong in, you know, because like Finley is the guy that like something with the monks, like he fooled them about something, you know. Like Finley is actually who we're watching now, technically, you know.
I understand. And like Tony, but like again,
the person that came in the beginning, that's Tony, who he could have been.
Exactly. And he says maybe I really, like Tony says maybe I really am just like Finley or something like that. He said that sentence
because of Alzheimer's, like I don't know
that
who
was
I am.
very yes, because of Alzheimer's, but at the same time because like that's who he is.
Yeah, of course.
Finley, like the guy who is mob, who is this and that. But like the Tony inside, let's say, who he could have been, just a guy, regular guy who is working this job and things like that, like he would sound differently, he would not be angry first, like he would not talk the way he talks, you know. It's like of course it makes sense that like you're gonna be shocked and like hear him sounding completely differently because like it's not the same person. Like all this life like has made him who he is right now, unfortunately, you know. But like it didn't need to happen per se, you know, even though again it is the easiest route, the most obvious route.
The metaphor of the suitcase, like it was given to him in a way, you know, like it was that the suitcase, the baggage that comes with the Soprano name that he carries, he still carries it at the end of the day, and that's just all there is to it. The most emotional part to me was him like hearing Meadow as a kid calling him back. Like calling him back from the dead.
But like also him, yes, I understand, but like also him fighting in that moment. For
and wanting to actually go
because
and live.
He heard her voice.
Yeah, he couldn't let go.
That's why he couldn't let go. That's how it seemed to me in that moment. So like, I think that was very, very emotional.
Yeah, that was the most emotional part of the episode for me.
Definitely.
And so like, I really don't know what type of Tony we're about to see now. I really think he's gonna be different now. Having seen some things, like having been so close to death.
I mean, I completely agree. I think so as well. It's just that like with Tony again, if he accepts one thing, if he understands one thing, he has to completely change. You know, that is so hard. I think where he is right now, that is impossibly hard.
I agree.
I would love that for him. I would love to see something like that. It would be, in my opinion, very interesting. Again, I think we're gonna see glimpses and pieces of that because he had this horrible thing happen to him, you know, like he was this close to dying. But at the same time, I do believe at the end he's not gonna go down that route.
Well, I think like he cannot become a decent man and still be in this job, and he's not gonna quit this job. So like there is no, unless he like now wakes up and he's like saying to Carmela, we need to leave this place.
But that's
like
not
we
happening.
need to go. That's not happening. Like he can try and change and be a different person, but he's still gonna try to be a different person in this environment that's rotten. And so I don't think he's gonna be able to do it.
No. I think so as well. I don't think so as well.
No, I don't think he's gonna be able to do it. But like I'm so curious now about what that's gonna look like, what he's gonna look like, because like when Chris was talking to him. And like that's also another aspect of why it does feel like we're coming to an end, because like it feels like now Chris is also like last Hail Mary about like this different life. Like we always thought like him giving up his writing career is him giving up the life that he could have had outside of the mob. And now this is another point where he has like this type of opportunity in that world. But again, that opportunity now is not like about him writing this script or whatever. It's about him beating this guy for him to write this script, basically like holding this over his head. Like even that approach is not,
but like I also love that
normal
in the scripts. It's also interesting because there is a rising star in the mafia, that boss that like is outshining the boss, and boss kills him. So like he wants to take a revenge. He's collecting the pieces of his life that he has left, you know, and he is taking revenge against everybody, and boss in particular, because it also in some ways feels like Chris, in my opinion. So like,
I think again that's like the feeling that he doesn't know that like Tony is dragging him down, not like business wise, but just like him as a person, like he is dragging him down.
But I do believe he knows. Again, I think it's similar with Tony. He can't do anything about it. He can't accept many things, you know. But like I do believe that he knows. I think the fact that like that is a story that he wants to tell is the fact that like he does know. I think he is seeing himself in this guy, you know.
No,
just like he can't accept. The similar thing with Tony, honestly.
So like I thought like Tony was gonna let him do that and like help him out. Like if he now woke up and like is trying to become better, I felt like he might actually be up for this. I don't know if that's gonna be the case, but like I think he might be up for it.
We're gonna see.
Another part that like really was very bad, Carmela with AJ telling him, you are a cross to bear, that's all you are to like me and your father, or like I could kill you or something like that. Again, you can imagine that this Tony got the same thing from Livia. Again, is the like maybe Livia was worse, but like still it's gonna affect AJ to like degrees that I don't know what that's gonna do to him.
I mean, I think
like literally when Carmela said I took guns away from the house, I was like, thank God, because like I don't know in what mental state he is in.
Yeah, I understand. Like I just that everything that like Carmela did at that point, again, another aspect of her and not knowing what to do and not being a good influence or good mother to him. This is how he grew up. Millions of times during these 2 episodes, like, yes, it was horrible for us to hear that and for her to say that, but it's not one singular case, you know? So, like, that is just gonna affect Anthony so much. It's every single one. Again, like, in the previous episode, she yelled at him about this or about, you know? And, oh my God, we had in the previous episode as well, like, the way he views him because he didn't want to eat. You know, he views himself because like Tony always belittle him because of how much he eats or weights or something like that. That's how he views himself, and then he thought that like Meadow looked at his plate and how much he eats, but like it's just how he views himself.
But I think Meadow did look at his plate because like he was lying about having stomach issues, and so like I think she was just like,
I don't think it matters in my opinion. I think what matters is the fact that like things that like his parents tell to him are what are in their head.
Yeah, I mean we always talked about that. Like, so, like at a certain point he was like, I don't want carbs or whatever.
Exactly. So like the things that they do say to him are gonna be the things that like they think about themselves.
He's
like
a kid.
He has a responsibility. He has now he's a cross to bear. He's like millions of things during his whole childhood. Yeah. So of course he's gonna think this way or do these things or like whatever happens next. Again, obvious way where her story is gonna go.
If Junior comes out of jail, I'm just waiting. I'm honestly just waiting for AJ to like pick up a gun. If Junior is not in jail.
Yeah.
Like it could be another shocking fucking moment of someone like suddenly shooting Junior. I can literally see that exact same scene happening. And I really expect it to happen if Junior gets out of federal prison.
Yeah, I have no idea. There is a possibility for something like that.
Yeah.
Again, I never know with how much they're gonna, with exactly how much, where exactly they're gonna leave us with AJ's storyline, you know? Are they gonna cross lines and show us, here he is, he just killed the person.
Like this is the like it's cause and effect.
Yeah. That's what I want to say. I really don't know where exactly they're gonna, how much they're gonna do.
But it seems like to be building up to something. Like it's
especially the last.
Yeah, because like it's constant on AJ. It's constant.
in the previous season as well, very much. What another in this episode, what I also like was the way that like they represented their family. I mean, they do it all the time, you know. They show.
Again, when you say family, my mind doesn't even go to the whole.
I mean, they're family. That's
of course,
what I said.
The mob family.
Yeah, I again just love to see it. I just love to see how horrible they are.
Backstabbing.
You know? Exactly.
Don't think about themselves. No honesty. Well, you cannot build honest relationship when everything is transactional. Like everything is about money. Everything is about who's gonna have more money,
and everything is about themselves. You know, for any moment, like the way that Tony woke up is because Paulie talked about himself.
Paulie was so annoying that that Tony had to wake up. That's so funny to me.
But they just like how could they say it? Like I loved like that Carmela in some ways saw it in this episode. I just want every single one of them who actually do in some ways, I mean, let's say believe in this family or whatever, you know, to be shown plain into their faces, like this is who they are and what they
literally
do.
They don't care about you. They will not take care of anything.
I mean, I think Angie's case should be
should show everyone
should show everybody, should show Carmela, but like you always think you're different, your husband is a boss.
So, you're not.
No,
when it comes
because
to
like
they're leeches just waiting to
exactly
pounce.
Because like a day ago they told you that like they can't give you, and the second your husband give you any money, because like again it would be suspicious, and the day after when your husband wakes up they give you the money and they're very sad about it and angry, and
you see their face while they have to give you that money.
I adore that, honestly.
Yes, I want them to know that they have no honest relationships because of the way they live their lives. And I think that's warranted.
But the thing is, between them, I do believe that they all know.
I think they all know.
That's the thing. I do believe.
I think they all know. Like, I think all of them know. Like, in that episode 311, Pine, What a Barrel. Like, Chris was like, I'm not going to fall asleep, you're going to kill me in my sleep.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that's what I think of you. Like, he is well aware.
And technically, Chris would be the only one who would actually believe in the family.
I literally think Chris is the only one that actually, like, does view that as, even though he understands they can kill him at any point, he still views them as family.
Maybe, I don't know. I think he views Tony as his family. You know, I'm not sure about the rest. Again, I think he would be the only one, but like I think even he started just pretending now. You know?
Well,
because you just need to keep pretending.
No, he's getting older. He understands
exactly.
better.
I agree. Okay, guys, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you soon. Bye.